Race number 1 of season 13, and we're in Jeddah. David Cameron on pole from Inoculator and B Dragon Sonic, and then it's Daf Sanchez, Daniel Baltasarov, Salas Kynes in 6th, and then it's Pastor Maldonado in 7th. Yuki Suo 8th, then it's Ravo and JD Venter. Outside the top 10, it's Bob and Marcus Nelson, then it's Akari and an F1 World. Neil Rice is 15th, then it's Leo, UK Ball, Ina Babness, Jaco Tigranes, Theodore Schumacher, Raghunathan, and Ocampo. Season 13, we start where we started in Season 12. Hopefully we'll have less carnage as all 5 laps go on. And we go green in Season 13, and that is an amazing start from Inocui. Looks to be drawing alongside David Camino immediately. Camino gets a better second part of the start, and the hyperdrive car almost looks to be ahead as we've had an incident further back. Already an incident, and that has involved Mahavir Raghunathan. And oh, spinning! Look at that! We have many cars involved there, including Sebastian Ocampo, and if Raghunathan was involved in that, that would have ended his race. And it looks to be Ina Babness who began all of that carnage in that melee. Tigranes, well, he's going to have to pit at the end of this lap. He's going really slowly. He is, as coming through this little tight chicane here. Babness and Theodore Schumacher fighting over 18th, but out in front, David Camino leads the way by 1.2 seconds from this man Inocui in the Black Bull. He looks behind and he sees the hyperdrive car of B Dragon Sonic. Salas Kynes tries to get past the hyperdrive car, but he's got Baltasarov and, more importantly, Daf Sanchez on the back. And Sanchez slingshots himself up into 4th. 3rd looked like an opportunity there, but he's going to have to settle for 5th there as Salas Kynes gets past. As Sebastian Ocampo with a track limits warning. And Sanchez and Kynes fighting over that 3rd place still. Oh, they've got to be very careful of where they place their car here, because, of course, with the hyperdrive car directly ahead as Raghunathan pits, I think Tigranes is also going to pit. Where is Tigranes? Only now at the pit box. Yeah, that is Kynes and Sanchez fighting over 4th place with 10 laps to go. I'm trying out new headphones for this race and it's not really going too well, so that's why if you hear my voice cutting out in certain parts, that's what it is. Ravo gets himself up in 6th place, getting past Daniel Baltasarov as Theodore Schumacher down in 19th, so it's a new fastest sector time. It's purple first sector. UK Ball, Season 10 champion, Reborn GP. Quite a torrid day for him. His teammate is leading the way, but he's not. Looking now at Salas Kynes in the number 55 car, currently in 4th place. David Cameron is in the fastest lap of the Prix, and I have to say, Kynes nowhere near the back of B Dragon Sonic. He is now. Neil Rice setting a new fastest lap of the Prix as Pastor Maldonado currently in 9th, and into the pits comes Sebastian Ocampo at the start of lap 3, and this isn't for damage, it seems. This is a genuine pit stop. There is the Spaniard of Salas Kynes. He's gaining on B Dragon Sonic here. Looking behind the 44. These two drivers, not only are they both multiples of 11, they also both have slanted car numbers. And he's dropped off the back significantly as Inocui slowing. Inocui way off the back of David Camino now. under threat from B-Dragon Sonic. Didn't expect that. And I expect these drivers to come into the pits at the end of this lap as well, so that makes it even more unexpected. As into the pits comes Carlos Sainz, and that is David Camino in with him. Also into the pits is Daniel Bogdasarov and many other drivers coming in, and we're going to be on board for Neil Rez for his pit stop. Stop itself was pretty good, but he's been held for quite a while there. And we've got yellows in the first sector. And those yellows... Oh! Wide! Win! And, the Pinnacle car of Akari. Leo getting a 5-second time penalty. The two Pinnacle drivers fighting over 8th place there. But I think they've just about managed to keep it clean. No retirements here in Jeddah so far. Which is actually, if you ask me, very impressive considering this is Jeddah of all circuits. And UK ball, I think he's going to have to let his teammate come by. It's not what any driver wants to be in a similar situation, but he's just going to have to let him by for this race. In terms of safety, and Inokui under threat from B-Dragon Sonic. He's got DRS, does the number 44 car, the reigning champion. I think the top two definitely gonna have to come into the pits. Look at how long he went on his sides with B-Dragon Sonic. Ravo, his tires are faring worse. He's currently leading the race, and he is on 23% tires. And F1 over the track limits warning. How long is Ravo gonna set his softs out for? As in comes Theodore Schumacher. 19% soft tires. That's even worse. As coming out of the pits, the overcut has worked for Camino, Sainz, and Bogdasarov, as well as JD Venter, who now gets past Inok Yui. Yui is now 9th, B-Dragon Sonic now 10th. They will have fresher tires, and Inok Yui will probably be the fastest man out there. Ravo, this is dangerously close. He's having a puncture. 11% tires, 10%. We're going to keep our eyes on Ravo here, because he might get a puncture just by going on. Tigranes coming out of the pits, as he's already made a second stop. JD Venter and Inok Yui fighting over position. Looking back on Ravo, the number 7 is at 7% tire wear. He's going to make it. He is going to make it, surely. With Camino on the back of Leo. Now, these two fighting over 3rd position, and I expect Leo, waving him by as into the pits comes the top 3, and Ravo just about managed to hold on. 3% tire wear. If there was an extra 5 meters of straight, he would be out. As Yuki Suo also coming in. So David Camino leads the way from Leo and Bob. He told me that was going to be our top 3 after the preseason test. I would have called you a fibber. But no, this is what the actual top 3 is at half race distance. Raggy Nathan also fitting as JD Venter with a 5-second time penalty for causing a collision. Is out of the race is Dav Sanchez. Off board with Ravo coming up to the scene of the collision. I think he must have pushed him on the wall or something, because I do not see that Rodin Motorsport car anywhere. Likely a puncture, they're saying, at Rodin, and that's quite unfortunate for the first retirement of the E3 at only half race distance. B-Dragon Sonic on the back of JD Venter now. Not close enough to make an overtake yet. Yep, his teammate Ravo on the back of Neil Rez now. And it's a bit of a DRS train here. Ravo seeks an opportunity to try and get past. I think he should be able to make the pass as soon as the track opens up. One of these guys is going to make an overtake, and that person will not be Ravo. as Milrez just about outbreaks him. As Bogdasarov with a switchback, now he comes in with Bob and Leo. Lap 7 of 12. Those hard tires went really far into the race. 7 laps. They put Leo onto soft tires which will not do the distance. We know this now. It would have been safer to go onto the medium, which could have gone the distance. Oh, that was a very close pit exit. On board with the car then, it's up ahead. You can see, I think there's been a collision. There has been a collision. That is Milrez, who was just seen riding the wall, missing his front wing now. Coming into the most dangerous section of track, if you've seen the intro. Just about keeps it clean. But what happened there? It certainly didn't seem like a forced error. We're on board with the car who's been passed by Theodor Schumacher there. Babinus wanting to get onto this by Anna. Babinus in the number 14 car tries to get past the number 10. Very close. He's fighting for position this. Only it was for the lead. But for 4th place, B-Dragon Sonic getting past JD Venter there. Venter getting shuffled down into 5th place. As into the pits comes Anok Huey and David Camino, as well as Salas Kides. B-Dragon Sonic rounding out the final turn. Mahabir from the pits, setting a fastest second sector of anyone. JD Venter also pits. Marcus Nelson into the pits as well. That's Camino coming out of the pits. Raylo currently second. It's a hyperdrive 1-2, but those two are still yet to make their second pit stop. And the gap is just 4 seconds. Pit stops around here take about 5 seconds is what we've just learned. As, oh, spinning! That was Sebastian Ocampo coming out of turn 3, hitting the wall, losing part of his front wing. And that was a very slow moving Renault. Is there a problem with that Renault car? Doesn't seem to be any. It's just moving pretty slowly. Seemingly no reason. My, that's unusual. Unusual is the word to use. UK Ball drops down to 6th place with Theodor Schumacher right on his tail. UK Ball is going to have to pit this lap. I think he will. I think he kind of has to. The number 89 car under threat from the 90 car behind him. It's not close enough to make an overtake. Camino, however, is close enough to make an overtake on Raylo. Hyperdrive staying out, and they should look to come out with B-Dragon Sonic, at least as he pits. He should look to come out around UK Ball. Raylo stays out, but he's being hounded by David Camino, passed by David Camino. Camino retakes the lead of the Jeddah E3. Yuki Suo in the pits, many drivers in the pits in fact. So B-Dragon Sonic, well, around UK Ball currently is worse than I would have thought he is. He comes out of the pits, and he is 11th outside of the points, but also well within them due to JD Venter's penalty. And we've got yellows in the first sector, and that is for MF1 World, and he's another wall rider. What is causing wall riding to be such a consistent problem around here? Is there something on that part of the track that reduces grip, so they just have to hug the wall on exit? It doesn't matter too much for these guys. Daniel Bogdasarov and Salas Kides, you go side by side coming into this sharp right-hander. And board with Salas Kides in the 55 car. Gotta say, these cars always look gorgeous running on fights, but with number 55 chasing Daniel in the number 97, number which used to be Pichiero's. As David Camino resets the fastest lap of the E3, Ravo does pit for soft tyres. Leo also comes in, and will Daniel Bogdasarov pit? Yes, he does. His Kynes, on the other hand, will stay out to inherit that second place, with an Huey right behind him though. Red Bull Formula E While one of their drivers is down in 20th, the other doesn't look like they can make too much of an overtake. As B-Dragon Sonic gets past Marcus Nelson. Does he get past him? No, that is JD Venter. But he draws alongside Marcus Nelson now. And wide went Marcus Nelson there. And he does take 4th place. Mealres just goes down into 7th place as Waymo 3 seconds off the back of these guys. As we come through this section of track, Waymo looks absolutely rapid coming through the first sector, coming out of the pits. The gap between Carlos Kynes and David Camino is over a pit stop. Brawn GP used all of their brains, all of their brawn, and they are currently leading the way with the other driver in 10th place. But the question now for the soft tyre runners who pitted before this lap is, will they make it to the end of the race on those tyres? The pit lane entry closes at the end of this lap. As into the pits does come David Camino. Camino is in. Kynes could come in. Pastor Maldonado setting a new fast second sector. When you see people having to go into the blue top, that's not a good thing. Kynes is in, but Yui stays out. B-Dragon Sonic also stays out. Many drivers behind the hyperdrive car staying out. This is very dangerous waters here. Camino benefited from all of that to come out only second. Pastor Maldonado with a new fastest lap of the Prix of 1:22.866. As B-Dragon Sonic absolutely loses the back of David Camino there. And he's going to have to chase off Bernard Curie. That's going to be something worth sticking around for. UK Ball, after all of those trials and tribulations at the start of the race, he's currently 6th. Leo, out of nowhere, takes that 6th place away from the Brit. With his countryman, Sebastian Ocampo, right behind him as well. So that's the Filipino drivers just about pincering the Lime Brawn. As slow moving, that was a very slow moving Red Bull there of Bernard Curie. And the question is, can he make it to the end? Can any of the drivers in the 40 percentages think they should be able to make it to the end? But it's going to be a very intriguing watch. And Curie is defending with all of his might, defending to the very end. And the very end he shall meet. As on to lap 12 we go, and David Camino retakes the lead of this Jeddah E-Prix. And he's already pulled out a second on the Red Bull car ahead. It's the final lap here in Saudi Arabia. And Curie struggling with grip, almost in the wall there. So did B-Dragon Sonic. They're so grateful to not have another lap with how treacherous it's become with the low grip on these tires. Einat Bamnes almost hits the wall trying to get past Daniel Baldessaro. Drops down into 13th place with Carlos Kynes there. As we take a look at Mealres, and we've got yellows in the first sector. Flying front wing hand plate. And that is from Daniel Baldessaro in the number 97 car. He's glad to not be out of the race. This has been the Jeddah E-Prix with the least amount of retirements. But coming through the penultimate turn, the longest turn on the calendar, it's David Camino, the man who joined the championship last season, the man who won his first race in the championship last season. And as Sebastian Ocampo gets a penalty, David Camino wins the first round in season 13 and sets a new fastest lap alongside it. And Curie comes home to be second, with B-Dragon Sonic and Rabo coming home third and fourth. As on the line, Ocampo takes Smith on the road, but Yuki Suo will take home that 5th place as all of the other cars come across the line now. Fastest third sector for JD Venter, a new fastest lap, possibly. Chaco Tigranes' tires are gone. They are gone. This is your podium then. Yeah, that's become a catchphrase, I guess. David Camino wins the Jeddah E3 from an QE and the Dragon Sonic. Then it's Ravo, Yuki Suo, UK Ball, Sebastian Ocampo, and Pastor Maldonado. Then it's Theodore Schumacher, Leo, running up the top 10. Then it's Daniel Bogusarov just outside, and then Bob in 11th. Then it's Sakari, Marcus Nelson, Salas Kynes, Einar Babness, Mahavir Raghunathan, MF1 World, Neil Rez, JD Ventura, Jaco Tigranes is running out your finishers, and your non-finisher was Daf Sanchez. So David Camno leads the driver standings, but they are basically the same as the finishing order, so I'll just let you read them for yourself. In the constructors' standings, going into the race in Santiago, Bourne lead the way on 34 points from Hyperdrive on 27. Then it's Red Bull Formula E team on 18 points. Then it's Rodin Motorsport on 10. TS Andretti is 6th. Is 5th with 6 points. Jaguar is 6th with 4 points. Skoda is 7th with 2 points after having absolutely incredible preseason test. Pinnacle FE is 8th with 1 point, and Renault, Lamborghini Mako, and Volkswagen are still yet to score. Well, wasn't that quite the race in Jeddah? We'll see you guys next time then for the Santiago E3.